Peace to the guys and nurse. What's happening? Rod tapping in on behalf of the Sacred Tree. Operation God Body, you know the deal. Let me talk to your soul right quick. You know what I mean? It's been a minute. You know, every now and then I got to tap in with the fam just to make sure everybody good. Share with you some downloads, you know what I mean? And I got some homework for you to do too. But quick shout out to the tribe, to the family, to the collective for making their purchases. We have some new collections on the site right now. The ArchAngel collection is something that people is really gravitating to right now. So salute to y'all. This one is the ArchAngel Raphael of Jade. You know what I mean? Green for the money, gold for the honey. You know how that go. But it deals with the heart chakra. ArchAngel Raphael is the protector. He deals with health, wealth, you know what I'm saying? And protecting your investments, protecting in your mental health. You know what I'm saying? And just your overall being, you know what I'm saying? And it's coming from the heart space with pure intention, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we have archangels. We're going to keep coming out with them just because they all tie into the chakras. And like I said, people, this is all energy. Angels are just angles of light. You feel me? And some of us are angels too in the flesh. That's a whole nother topic. But today, the topic of today's discussion, I wanted to get into mental health, spiritual health, physical health. You know what I mean? I'm kind of about all of those things. Hence Operation God Body. That's mind, body, and soul elevation, motivation, you know what I'm saying? And discipline to just build as much as you can on yourself. You know what I mean? And of course, you always want to leave healthcare to the professionals when needed, of course, but at the same time, we're in this to save ourselves. We're about self-care. You know what I mean? We always, usually chosen ones, we're always taking care of the people around us and then neglecting ourselves. So I like to come up with spiritual practices to help us not neglect the soul on this journey, because it's a long journey for most of us, you know what I mean? And most people, they be thinking that awakening, or when you're going through a spiritual awakening, that it's like rainbows and butterflies. It's really a grueling process at the end of the day. It's a transformation, like a metamorphosis, like going from a caterpillar to a butterfly. It's just like childbirth, how it can be painful, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's a beautiful thing. And the child is born from it. It's like trauma, out of trauma sometimes comes the most beautiful things, you know what I mean? But you have to identify the traumas that make us, you know what I mean? And where we come from. And long story short, I came up with this exercise that I feel like we all should try. You never heard of people say like, damn, man, if I knew then what I know now, this is what I'd do different. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard that a lot coming up, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we should take note of that and use that. And I'm looking at it like this. I came up with an idea of writing a letter or journal to your younger self. Go back as far as you feel like you need to go. You know what I mean? A lot of us, like I said, we have unhealed trauma that we need to unpack. When it comes to doing shadow work, that's what it's about, taking accountability for either being ignorant to a situation or just being like raised a certain way to where you didn't know no better. You feel me? And a lot of it is breaking generational curses, because sometimes your people before you didn't know no better and you are privy to new knowledge. That's why this is the age of awakening. We're more privy to more information. We're in the know more. So once you know better, you do better, right? So in this exercise, you're pretty much writing a letter to yourself and pretty much letting yourself know, like, if what I know now, this is what I'm telling you is what you should expect. Now, the reason for this exercise, it's about self-forgiveness. It's about when you was younger. I know everybody, especially like preteen, they had this mission of taking over the world, not knowing like the world and life has a whole nother situation for you. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of things you kind of got to learn on the fly. You know what I mean? But the main reason for this exercise is like you're your future self going back to your past self, forgiving yourself, giving yourself grace. You feel me? Because forgiveness is divine. And though you're going to come across a lot of people that's going to betray you, cross you, that don't really stand on what they talk about. It's a lot of imposters out here, if you put it like that. But at the end of the day, as long as you stay true to you, you know what I mean, and you don't get lost in the sauce, man, you're doing a good job. You feel me? Because a lot of people, they out here, they need the help and they don't even want to address it. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing I think, like even in religion, they call it repentance. And then just in real life, I call it just taking accountability, man, taking self-inventory and holding yourself accountable to whatever actions you've had to build up whatever negative karma, and vice versa for everybody, yo. You know what I mean? But this exercise is to go back to that younger you, man. And it's a healing, to me, it's very therapeutic. It's a healing process. I feel like as divine warriors, we have to put the time into that, because you can't be a soldier in the battlefield and you hungry or you weak. You know what I mean? You have to heal those past wounds before you can proceed and move forward. You know what I mean? Just like leaving an old relationship, and if it, let's say it was on bad terms, and then now you're trying to bring that baggage into a new relationship, you're going to jam up the new relationship. You feel me? So you kind of got to leave the past in the past, present, moving forward, and the future is what's next. You know what I'm saying? So in this exercise, you're the future. You're going back to your past self. Like I said, me personally in my letter, and I'm going to read y'all my letter too. I ain't going to go too deep on it, but I'm going to give you some surface lessons that I've learned in life that I feel like will help a lot of people as well. But yeah, when you go back, you decide how far you need to go back. Maybe it was a tragic experience that you need to address and get out. Maybe it's a certain moment in time that it really changed your life. It don't even have to be negative. It could be something that positively changed you and put you on a trajectory that you're on now. And then you congratulate yourself. You feel me? So it ain't got to be nothing that's all bad and about repairing trauma. But at the same time, it can be. You know what I mean? This is a good tool, because usually writing has always been my therapy. I was a rapper. I do poetry. I still rap. I still do poetry. Music is always like the soundtrack of my life. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's very therapeutic when you write things down and then you let it go. You know what I mean? And then you grow from it, because we're here to learn primarily. Don't nobody got all the answers. You know what I mean? I never profess like I'm the nigga that knows it all, but I'm just giving you my play-by-play as I go. You feel me? So dig, I went back in my letter to when I was like 12, 13, because that's when I first jumped off the porch with it, so to speak. You feel me? Because I was doing grown man shit around that age. And I mean it, like, I'm coming from Cincinnati, man. I'm a natty nigga, raised back and forth from Cincinnati to New York. And I'm an 80s baby. So I grew up in the crack era, gang activity. Think of hip hop at that time. Think of the drug culture. Like, yeah, I grew up in the thick of that, and I was a part of that noise out there. You feel me? And it's like, as you grow older, you have kids, you grow wiser, you learn the pitfalls. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I avoided prison. You know what I mean? Even though I was taking those type of chances back in the day, you feel me? I'm one that made it out, so to speak. You feel me? Even making it past 25 is a blessing from where I'm from. So I'm just letting you know I come from a hard place. And for me to still be here and smiling, my nigga, like, that's saying a lot. You know what I mean? And I want to salute the fathers too, because a lot of us grew up without father figures like that, and we still made something of ourselves, and we doing better for our children. So I salute the fathers to that. But I'm going back to when I was 13. Now, this is the letter that I wrote to myself. Dear young Ra, first off, I want to salute you for setting the tone on a high note in life. Even in the lows, you learn lessons that are going to get you through in later years. Your vision, creativity, passion, and ambition contribute to your freedom of expression in major ways. You came from a place of have-nots and trauma bonds. So you even making it this far is a blessing in life. The Most High had her hands on you this whole time and you didn't even know it. Just some things you need to know moving forward. Lead with your head, not your heart. Life is a thinking man's game like chess. So having a clear strategy is most effective. Not everyone should have access to your heart space. These keys only are reserved for those with respect and loyalty. Learn to give yourself grace, meaning have patience, believe in the process, and just keep showing up no matter what. Even when they count you out, keep your fire lit. Where you from, you wasn't even supposed to make it this far, and still you rise. You ain't come here to save the world. You came here to save your soul. Some of us are literally just angels in the flesh trying to get our wings back. And the road to redemption, by setting the example, that in turn saves the world. That's deep. When people show you they face card, believe them. It's not what they say, it's what they do. There will be trolls. There will be betrayal. Those that throw rocks and hide their hands. There will be those to your face, they love you, but behind your back, they hate your guts. This is all part of the Christ consciousness. It's alchemy, and it's going to be a grueling process, but you're going to get through it. Pac was right. Niggas gonna hate you for whatever you do. But that's not your concern. Stay focused on what you came to do and get to it. You don't get to become king until you become a father first. The crown comes with a greater responsibility. You have to be tried and true. Once again, setting the example. It's not about being perfect. It's about being the best version of oneself to provide a blueprint for life and for future generations. So all in all, you're on the right path. You're a divine warrior, and you deserve all the blessings coming your way. With hard work and dedication, you are building an empire. Just keep minding the business that pays you and focus on your legacy. Be the change you want to see. Stay solid. So yeah, man, like I said, I didn't go into the full letter to myself because I just wanted to give a few bullet points on how you can do it yourself. Me, myself, I went back to when I was like 12 or 13 because that's when I really started learning a lot of my life lessons, you know what I'm saying, as far as just being in the hood. But at the same time, having my wits about myself. I think when I picked up the autobiography of Malcolm X, it showed me the dichotomy of coming from somebody that's like from the streets, like Detroit Red, Malcolm X, you know what I mean? And then he became Malcolm X. It showed you that you don't have to stay a certain way, you know what I mean? And a lot of the times, those low-level frequencies, they be trying to keep you stuck in that person you used to be. You know what I mean? Like there's no evolution, and change is something that's always happening. You know what I mean? So, like I said, for you, you might want to go all the way back to your childhood. You might want to address some things that you need to unpack. You know what I'm saying? And read it back to yourself. And the main point of it is to give yourself grace. You feel me? This is homework of learning how to forgive yourself. Because we all make mistakes, you know what I mean? As long as you're learning from them, that's the most important part. But if you're the type of person where you can't make no mistakes, or you're above reproach, and you refuse to take accountability, you don't even see that you did nothing wrong, then you're going to have to take that up with God. Like, I ain't got time for it. Like, you feel me? Like, I feel like as human beings, we're all flawed, and we all got to learn some lessons out here. That's what we're here to do. And ain't nobody gonna save you from shit. Like, Jesus can't save you from yourself. Think about that. People be wanting Jesus to come save them, but they be putting themselves in fucked up situations. Like, after a while, nigga, it's up to you. Like, you gotta do something about that, about your behavior and carrying yourself to an integral, motivated state. You know what I mean? Keeping the integrity about yourself, yo. You know what I mean? Because God is always watching. There be a lot of people that's doing snake shit, thinking that they cloaked and that we don't see that. Like, a lot of the times, the chosen ones, we see it. And when we see it, God sees it. And even if we don't see it, God sees it. So I'm just like, y'all niggas need to get that shit together. But as far as we go, this is about protecting your peace. You know what I'm saying? Not being easily distracted, staying motivated. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times they really just trying to silence your voice because you speaking the truth and they don't like that shit. You feel me? Because you have the confidence and the character to do so. You know what I mean? And they would rather just talk behind your back and gossip or whatever the shit that low frequencies do. You know what I mean? We're going to keep it high. You know what I mean? We're about healing. We're divine warriors. So like I said, we can't be in nobody's battlefield tired, you know what I'm saying, and not trained and not having discipline about ourselves. So I suggest at least once a week, you take your mental inventory, your physical inventory, your spiritual inventory, you feel me? And you do a tune-up. And to me, this is one of them things. Like I said, I'm a writer. I'm a poet. That's always been my thing of expression for my therapy. Because if it wasn't for music, and I don't know where I would be. And that's just being 100 with you. Like I said, I come from a hard place, man. And I give myself grace because I really could have been locked up or dead. Like, it's really just that simple. You know what I mean? Like, I got the scars. I got the scars and the stripes to prove it. You feel me? But it ain't even about that. It's about the transformation. It's about coming from that and saluting your younger self. Like, even when you didn't know no better, you still was moving according to your nature and according to your destiny. And you're going to get the rewards for that. You feel me? So, like I said, this is an exercise I encourage everybody to try. It's a part of mental health, and protecting your aura and healing that inner child. Because if you was to go to therapy, 9 times out of 10, the therapist is going to always go back to your childhood. They're going to talk about how you grew up. Because they know that a lot of this stuff is embedded in our DNA as far as our behavior patterns and epigenetics, and you know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff that you would call love, but it's really trauma bonds. You know what I mean? We connected to a lot of people based off of trauma, and a lot of it is unhealed when you look at the state of the hip-hop community, the black culture community, whatever community you want to talk about. You can tell it's at a detriment. It's degraded, and these are all unhealed people. That's all it is. And we're bearing witness to it as entertainment. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying we have to start taking accountability, especially on what we're looking at and what we're investing in and what we put time into. You feel me? So I am trying to show people that it's okay to put time and energy into pouring into your own cup, into loving yourself and giving yourself grace, man. Give yourself grace, because I'm hardcore with it. Like, I got personal train, and I'm always in workout mode pretty much, you know what I mean? So sometimes I even have to take my foot off the gas and be like, you know what? Give yourself grace. Today you're going to rest. I got to tell myself that. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of us is like that. We just be running. You know what I mean? Not taking time to be like, you know what? I need to slow down. Let me set aside an hour to just meditate, or to do an exercise that I just shared with you today. You know what I mean? It's important. You got to do that tune-up, spiritual tune-up, mental tune-up. Because they preying on your top, bro. They preying on your downfall. They want to see you fucked up out here, man. And that's the enemy. That's just the truth. That's the terrain we live on. It's the real-life matrix out here. And it's only a few that really wish you well. Like, I can count on one hand that I know fuck with me like that. You know what I mean? And that was one of the things I had to learn in life. Like, everybody that's around you, they ain't there for your best interest. You feel me? So you always got to analyze, get the people that ain't for you the fuck up out of there, and you ride. You know what I'm saying? And keep it going. And it's never a solo mission, because God is always with you. That's one thing I've noticed on my journey, is that when I say my ancestors fuck with me heavy, like, I thank God for that, yo. Like, I'm talking ancestors, angels, orishas, like they line up for me. You feel me? And that's how I move forward. So even when you think I'm moving dolo, you know what I mean? Trust me, I got black ops with me. I got my soldiers with me. I got my steppers. Everybody's in position. You feel me? So yeah, man, just a little something I wanted to share with the family. Like I said, go check out the ArchAngel collection. It's the 3-way joint. We be having shit that motherfuckers ain't got for real, man. Like, let's just keep it a buck, yo. You feel me? Like, it's different. It's a different level type of drip over here, man. And we mix the spirituality with the fly shit. Like, let's just keep it a buck. That's the sacred trio. You know what I mean? And we're the ones that's, like I said, don't get it twisted. We the ones that set the bar on bringing the crystal magic to the spirituality component and really embodying the things that we talking about here. You feel me? Because I feel like every so often, just like how they have exorcism and some demon possesses somebody, what you think happened on the flip? Angels come and they get in people's body too. And so do ancestors and the Orisha. It ain't always just that one-sided for entertainment. Like I said, it goes both ways. The angels can embody you too. You feel me? When you're doing great things, like your ancestors, sometimes they take over the wheel. Because it's in your blood, it's in your DNA. It's a whole nother topic, man. I don't want to get too deep, but I just wanted to touch base with the family, man. Let y'all know mental health is important. Take time to protect your peace. Because as you can see, even in the news, they trying to constantly bombard you with fuckery. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is King Ra. Just wanted to touch base with the family. Salute to the Soul Tribe. And I catch you in the whirlwind, man. On the next one. You know what I mean? And we'll talk to your soul again. And salute.